Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay Will.
Miss T.
I'm Marcus Aaron.
And this is Second Service.
Yo, what's goody?
You're
Hi, family.
What's
going
good,
on?
family?
Marcus, these shades though. These
yeah,
shades.
you know.
You're
I've been
inside.
working. I'm inside. Yeah, but listen. Sometimes you got to remind. Well, I'm not going to say the song lyric, but I'll say sometimes you got to remind yourself who you are. I'm working on my next album right now, so had to remind myself that I'm a star. And we're out here with the shades on. How y'all feeling though? This is my energy inside. Quarantine energy.
Quarantine. Again, I'm good. I'm regular.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another day for my
That the
life.
Lord has kept you.
Just another day.
Yo, you got extra larges in them jackets? I needed the ones behind you right there. I
actually have an extra. I think this one right here.
This one.
I need one of those. I'm about to
there.
order that joint.
Yeah, I got an extra large for you, man.
I need one of those.
Tarot cop one. What size you got? You got a small?
I think it is a small.
Yeah, you got a small.
Didn't you have a problem with the smalls last time?
T-shirts and t-shirts.
It's a t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
The jacket.
We can't do.
Works for it, you know what I'm saying?
We moving forward. All things must be moving forward.
Ladies, we cannot do small and Kingdom Native.
We should all wear the jacket. We could look like we in the Army of the Lord or something like that.
Well, had we recorded yesterday, I had mine on, so could have, but
you did.
Oh, shots! I was available.
Pew, pew, pew. No, right, I was available too. But
Oh well, if this is what we're going to talk about,
He said, "This is what we're going to talk about."
I was busy doing the work of the Lord yesterday, and the time got extended. A lot of work to do in the kingdom.
So our work is not of the Lord.
This is the Lord's work too.
Part two.
So I was doing first service.
Okay. And this is second. Now you got it. You won. You won. You won.
Okay.
So first service went a little longer. So second service had to start later.
Right. Right. Late.
The next day.
That makes
postponed.
That makes sense.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody got to pray. I prayed last time. My prayer was really good and short.
It was.
I think it's on Tara.
That's
she hasn't
fine.
prayed in a long time.
Wow. First of all,
do you still remember?
Do I
the
remember
Lord's
his
Prayer
name?
will be fine.
Yes.
The Lord's Prayer will be fine.
I got it. Okay. Y'all ready? Bow your heads, close your eyes. Heavenly Father, at this point, just rapture me.
Whoa. You're speaking for herself, Father.
Lord, I'm not ready.
This is not an A man. This is like a C man, not a D man. I don't know what it is, man. It's not.
Thank you for another day. Thank you for protecting us and just keeping us safe during this pandemic. Now, Father, I ask that you would bless this episode, help us to encourage someone, give them some laughs, and just be a light to their day. All these things we ask in your name, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Well, it is time for quarantine announcements.
Right, the quarantine announcements.
Or online church announcements. That's where we're at now.
That's crazy. Churches are really, I'm sorry, they're doing that. They're really having, they're in Zoom meetings and now we're here from our secretary.
Reporting live from
That's so
home.
funny to me. That's funny to me.
It's life, man.
All right. Yes, sir. Continue.
So we're still here. I don't even know what day this is. Does anybody know? Is this day like 50 maybe?
Day too many.
Day too many of quarantine.
No idea.
Georgia is open. Some gyms and barbershops and hair salons.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And
so
how do we feel about that?
I just want them. I heard somebody say when they start opening up the country clubs and the golf courses and things like that, then it'll be good. It'll be good for you to go to the black establishments. When they start opening up for them, then you know it's okay for us. So that's what I think they should wait for.
Sounds about right. Jay, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it right there. I think it's not good for the black folks to come outside just to get their nails done. It's not. Or go bowling. Like, why they open up bowling? Bowling.
Non-contact sports.
Bowling is a terrible thing to open. We'll be fine. Like, let's just wait
Yeah,
A
I
little
think
bit
it's gonna be a
longer.
little bit longer, just a little bit longer. It won't be that much longer.
And
I
then
say
at
by
the end of
June. June?
I need something to happen by May 18th. Honestly, I need
Okay,
a
that
miracle to
too.
fall.
I need May 15th to be
I
all
need
right for him. I need May
I need a
15th to be
miracle to
it.
fall on me, Lord. Can you hear me?
Is that your birthday?
what?
May 18th. Yep.
Okay. I
I'll
remember
be
it was in May.
34.
You'll just stay at home, bro. You don't gotta go nowhere.
Nah, bro, we turning up, bro.
We trying to have a turn up. Well, y'all president implied the other week that y'all should inject yourselves with Lysol and or disinfectant was more of his wording.
Mm.
And then the White House later released a statement that that quote was taken out of context. And I just feel like, no, it wasn't.
I mean,
If you play back the video, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I
I
just.
mean, I didn't watch it, but
mm.
I think he's a clown. So
Bozo.
I just don't think it like how it sounds is like he was being the sarcastic, annoying Trump when he said that. I don't think he was
I think
being
he was
serious.
that serious. I don't even know if that was sarcasm. Marcus, what you say?
I think he was dead serious. I think he just speaks before. No, seriously, I think it's some people that talk before they think about what they're gonna say. And for some people it works well, for others it doesn't. Like if he would have stopped for 2 seconds and just thought about it, he probably said, well, that's not a good idea to say that this way, you know.
But he's not a prolific speaker.
He
Like,
is not a prolific man. He does not
so
have
what do you
prolific
like?
Back one more
thinking.
time.
So
That
what
was
are we?
Michael. Run that back one more time. Run that back one more time.
He is not a prolific man. He does not have prolific thinking. So he really needs to slow down. He should not be, his aggression does not match his intellect, and he don't know that yet.
What are we expecting at this
Nothing.
point?
I don't expect, that's what I expect him to say what he said. I'm not surprised at that. Not at all.
So I do want to mention, like, remember Governor, I guess, Cuomo, that's how you pronounce it?
Cuomo.
Yeah.
Cuomo. He said, what did he say? Oh, like it's not because of God why the virus is going down.
That's crazy. Yeah, we just listened to that again today.
So I know Marcus, you posted it. So I guess you could start it off because I have a different view than you.
Well, so I think that
I believe I have a different view.
well, yeah. So I mean, what my view is, thanks for telling me what my view is. No.
Based on Facebook.
Yeah. So what I felt about it was that, as a complete thought now, maybe he wanted to express how hard, everybody was working and didn't want people to get too overzealous as if it was anything other than the hard work we put in to like demand us to be released sooner because the numbers are going down. I think he had like a really complex thought in his head that he did not express completely. That's what I feel. When he phrased it completely wrong, in my opinion, to say it was not God, it was not faith. Like, a lot of those people that he mentioned, like the hard and the essential workers, believe in God. So if I'm an essential worker and you tell me that it wasn't my God that woke me up for me to do the things that I needed to do for you, to me, you are discrediting my faith. I don't think that you need to discredit something to build
to
something
give something
up.
credit. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that.
If I wanted to put emphasis on the essential workers, the only thing I had to do was spend 100% of my time giving emphasis and credit to the essential workers. I never had to mention your God. I never had to mention your faith, because to me, again, I did not need to discredit those things, because possibly the people that I'm building up could believe in the things that I'm tearing down. So it leaves them conflicted too. And they would not even want my praise. It's like a person like me. I was really loving Cuomo and everything he was pushing. I just loved how he made decisive decisions, and he was not he was going for it. But then you say something stupid like that. I hope you meant something different. I can only hope. I be believing the best possible outcome. So I'm thinking he meant something different, but I hated the way he phrased it, because you can't call me essential, but then discredit my God that I believe makes me essential.
It's good. Yeah. I'm glad you went first.
Good, Marky Mark.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
That was your positive note.
You know what? I think it's the glasses. I think it's the star glasses.
I'm so glad I let you go first. But yeah, there was a big uproar, and people, there was a side that people felt like, he was disrespectful to God. I believe he said fate and not faith. I think he said God, fate, and whatever else he said. I didn't take offense to it, partially because of how he talks and that he's Italian. And I feel like Italians just have a way of just like, come on, like they would talk like that. So I watch Italian movies, and I just, between him and his brother, how they talk, sarcasm, his sarcasm is at 200%. So I just felt like it was that, and I wasn't offended. He didn't have to say it, but I wasn't offended by it because I didn't feel like he was trying to discredit God.
Yeah, to me, I kind of, I don't know. Initially, I did feel that way. I really did.
I know
feel
you
like
did.
He was
I'm glad that you changed your heart. You know.
Yeah. But I because that's my thing. I think a lot of times I just get really mad, and I can't like really understand why I'm mad. I know it's a real reason, so it may come out as just anger and frustration at the first thing that grabs my attention. But I know there's always a deeper reason to my like offense to things, because I'm not like easily like offended. It's just certain things I know that you could have phrased that differently, bro. You didn't even have to really say it at all.
Yeah, I definitely think that he could have phrased it much better, but I wasn't offended by it.
So we still love him?
I don't know if I ever loved him.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate his leadership for sure. I'm listening to what he says. So if he says May 15th is May 15th. Definitely not, injecting myself with Lysol. So I appreciate his leadership, and I think that in a time of just uncertainty and definitely, a lot of people just feeling anxious and feeling scared about everything. I think he's done an excellent job as far as just calming people's nerves, and also, but at the same time, being honest and true about what's going on. So yeah, I appreciate his leadership.
I love him a little bit less.
I didn't say I loved him. I said I appreciate his leadership.
Cuomo's still for press right
I
now.
was on the Cuomo praise parade. I was a member of the praise parade.
Were you the band leader?
Nah, I wasn't that high in the parade yet. Okay. I just was kind of, I snuck under like Labor Day in NYC. I snuck over the barricade, and I was just joining. I ain't going to no rehearsals or nothing like that.
Got it. Okay.
But nah, because I feel like no costume. I ain't having no costume. Well, I feel like once you know you're wrong, you should admit it. So I feel like even though he saw the people's different opinions, he never even acknowledged it again to clarify himself. So I feel like that's why I'm a little. I still love his direction and leadership, because you got to be a strong leader regardless. But if he felt like he was wrong and knew he was wrong, he didn't want to address it. I don't like stuff like that, where people like would not admit when they're wrong. I don't like things like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wow, the moment we've all been waiting for. I think one of the dope parts of quarantine, if there's a dope part, has to have been the IG battles. So last time we gathered, we were anticipating Babyface and Teddy Riley.
A lot transpired in between.
Okay, everybody was excited on that Saturday night. Some people dressed up. Had the good beverage of choice poured and chilled, just ready to hear all the classics. And we tuned in, and
we tuned out.
Yeah,
Then it happened Saturday, and then what happened on Monday?
Tell people what happened that Saturday. To Monday.
Teddy was trying to do too much.
A live concert.
But I don't know.
Instachella.
he had an LED wall. He had a band. Wow, I said a band. He had a band and a hype man.
And
the hype man bust in at the end of the next train though. He bust in the room.
I think his name is Brayon, actually. Brayon.
I'm about to follow him.
Teddy had a lot going on. He had a lot going on.
My issue
go ahead.
was that he played like once they got it up going again, he played the intro again. Nobody wanted to hear it.
Nobody wanted to hear it.
Like he had this extravagant intro, nobody wanted to hear it, and we couldn't hear it.
We're good, bro.
And we couldn't hear
it. So it happened again on Monday, which was I guess better. Still not amazing.
It was 420. You're trying to capitalize off of that.
Still not amazing. as it comes to audio quality. Instagram is just not the best for this stuff. I'm not even. I don't even know how to do it well.
What's your theory on why they're using Instagram? I think I have mine.
They're using Instagram because people don't like to come off Instagram.
Okay. All right.
People
I thought they were
lazy.
using that as leverage to say, hey, look at all the numbers we're getting, so we need to get sponsors because look at the impact we're making. And I think Instagram is a way to like, go ahead.
The impact can happen anywhere.
Okay.
On YouTube, Facebook. Basically, like the first battles, they're like, oh, don't make it too professional. They don't want, like, the supporters have said that. Like I've seen it in the comments where they're like, don't take it off IG, like don't make it too commercial.
Got you.
So I know they want to kind of stay true to that, but we're losing.
Yeah.
I think YouTube
for this.
YouTube would be way better, and I think we would go to YouTube in this time. And I think this is the best time to bring it to another platform, because we home anyways.
Yeah.
We'll click the YouTube link. We'll be fine.
We'll click it.
YouTube is also accessible for people who don't have Instagram accounts. So
anybody can click it.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
But they still would need like a setup
and all that.
They still would need like a specific setup for it, the audio and all that, even for YouTube. But because they would have to use something else that goes into YouTube, like we're using Zoom, so we could use Zoom, and it would have to go on YouTube or whatever it is.
Got you.
They still would need like another software. YouTube should just have something like
a
IG
joint. Yeah,
like 2 accounts could do a live. That would be amazing.
So is it that they just have way more like storage space or
bandwidth? They're just ready for it. They're not going to shut down if 400,000 people watch it or whatever. Like, yeah,
because they just have more. Like,
yeah, they're just more ready for that. Like, you can upload a whole movie on YouTube.
I get you.
So,
and they didn't expect to have this like amount of traffic during this time. Like,
right. So Instagram, I'm not sure why it's not, but Instagram started at 15-second videos.
True.
So they're building slowly, but they're not trying to do like 2-hour footage. I don't believe so.
Who want to sit in their phone for 2 hours? You would go with YouTube for that.
Right. So
true.
But I think at this point we should move it. Well, before we get out of quarantine, because it's going to be harder to move it after.
Right.
But who did y'all think win in that battle?
What, Babyface and Teddy Riley?
Yeah. I think Baby started strong. Babyface started strong.
I think Babyface won. Like, because
I appreciate Teddy's range a little bit more. There are a lot of stuff that Teddy did that I didn't know that he did.
Yeah.
I think Teddy's Michael joints were just like, dag. Like, it stepped all the ones he played that weren't as great. It just
it kind of did. I love the way Babyface writes. Like, he is one of the best songwriters of all times, because if you think about it, like Teddy's arrangements and all that were super crazy, and we're still having a conversation about how close it was. It was just basically Babyface had songs and amazing lyrics, like super captivating lyrics. And to me, like being a songwriter, it's like, yo, my man is in the conversation, so it's clear to who's the better like writer to me, or like artist to me. Like, he did more with less.
Right. I think Teddy, he was at the club. Like, everything was like fast paced or whatever.
Right.
So I think that was weird when he would play like a fast paced song after Babyface would play like, something like world. Super sentimental. Like, it's just like, relax. So that was a bit annoying, I would say. It was unfair, like the pace of the song.
Yeah. They weren't matched well, probably, just off of notoriety. Yo, but did you saw that Babyface went up like 500,000 followers?
Crazy,
son. He's at 1 million right now. He started at like 500. Yeah.
Wow. Did
y'all
see?
He went up like 400,000.
Did y'all see that? Tevin. It was on Twitter, but Tevin Campbell was like, he basically said that "Can We Talk" is a song about stalking. He was like, but it still works. And everybody was like mind blown, and people started
Oh,
actually
you
looking
are.
at the lyrics, and it was like, last night I saw you standing.
Oh yeah, nah,
I
yeah, wow.
started pretending I knew you, and you knew me too. And I was like,
Oh yeah, nah, nobody ever really thought about that.
Yeah. Don't mess up that song. Let's
He said, "Don't
let's
mess it
move
up
on.
for us."
I love that song. I really love that song. Let's
he messed it up. He messed it up. But so to the battle that we have to talk about. Bishop Hezekiah Walker versus John P. Before we get into the battle, let's unpack the sound problems, okay? Because
you know what?
I had a text message from a friend that was like, is it me or is it? I said, no, it's not you. I said, but because I grew up in the church, you know, I feel like we kind of are used to it a little bit. So I was like, I could kind of ignore it a little bit.
I see why the Stellas wait so long to drop the Stellas, because these are the type of problems that gospel has all around.
The sound struggle continued. I don't think we know how to use IG for sound.
Yeah, what is it? Shouldn't iRigs work?
I don't know what they're using.
You're so many questions.
It's frustrating, actually.
I don't think that the headphones thing works. Like, I kind of wanted John to take out his headphones.
Yeah, I think you kind of.
It was clearer when he took out.
Maybe.
Right,
yeah,
it was clearer when he took out the headphones. Because I feel like something about just the sound waves hitting the mic. It was like kind of delayed. So I think if he took it out, it might have been a little bit better.
I mean, he should have took it out because we heard his breathing.
Y'all gotta
like,
stop,
OD,
okay?
bro.
Stop.
Now you wildin', son.
My mom was watching it with me, and she was like, "He's breathing," and I was like, "Stop! Just stop! Just stop!"
It was, but anyways, yeah.
But okay, come on, let's unpack.
Nobody in his house heard him breathing like that and knocked.
No, they did. There was a point that somebody came in the room, like to the side, and John started laughing and was like, "Oh, my mic is right here, my breathing," but still left it right there, and I was like, "Well, he's aware."
He probably like, "All right, Hez."
Yo,
Jeremy was wrong.
I gotta play this one song for you real quick.
That's so crazy.
But let's unpack. I have a couple of screenshots. Let's unpack the battle though, because we're out. Marcus is outnumbered because this was a team John PK chat, and Marcus was the only
sensible
Bishop
one.
Hez. Oh no!
The only sensible one.
Go ahead, Marcus. I'm gonna
you know what
the
you
floor.
did? You know what you did?
What?
You played the Knicks card.
The Knicks.
Just because you from New York, you like the Knicks, but the Knicks keep losing.
No,
see, that's not a good thing.
I played the album sales card. I played the album sales card. Like,
okay.
Like as far as sales are concerned and reach is concerned, if you knew nothing about gospel music, it was a strong possibility you knew about Hezekiah Walker.
Only because of every praise, bro.
Right, but still, he has a hit. If it was that simple, John P. Key would have had one of those. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy to do, to be a Hezekiah Walker. So that's what I was going with. I don't really, musically, I love John P. Key better.
Okay, so that's what we're going with.
Say that part one more time. Say that part one more time.
Musically, I wasn't hiding that. Like, musically, John P. Key
mentioned it though. You never said it in the chat.
Better. He's way better musically. What does I don't even know what. Come on, that's not even a comparison. Like, you can't even musically. And then Hezekiah Walker didn't even write most of the songs he sang. Like, And did you see the part where? Well, hold on.
Stop.
Did you see the part where John P. Key played that song with him and Take Six, "Love's in Need of Love"?
Yeah.
And Hez was like, "Hold on." I felt like he was about to say you didn't write that, but then he subconsciously remembered that he didn't write most of his songs, so he couldn't.
He was like,
he said, "Hold on."
He's like,
all right. Okay, I guess we'll let that rock.
So, do you think Hez won?
I mean, all right. So since it was a majority of churchy people in the chat, which I didn't consider that the chat was judging.
No.
Then,
don't you dare.
No, let me tell you how. Like, I was considering like a worldwide thing, but the world wasn't tuning into this. We made 100,000. It wasn't. If it was that 400,000 number, Those other 300,000 would have only known Hezekiah Walker. So that was it. Since it was like churchy people in it, I felt like the people loved John P. Key stuff more. It was dancey more. It was more dancey. Go from like, churchy stuff to Yet You're Still Calling My Name. Calling My Name is a really top 5 gospel song, maybe top 10. But it just in comparison to a party, we want to dance. Like, you can't compare that.
I will say a lot of the social media reactions were hilarious to me. So one in particular, which is nothing but facts, comes from the Cedric Pass. Marcus, I believe you know who that is. And it says, I'm New York to the core, but JPK ban. And then it's flames. But it really was the comments that I screenshotted this for the purpose of this podcast. Somebody commented and said, word, a dude straight cooking Hez. And said responded and said, bro, listen, I'm over here like, Hez, get off the ropes, duck and move. And I'm not going to lie, it did. There was a point where I was like, ooh. But I think sound
album sales
aside. Okay, fine. But sound issues, no, what I'm going to say, sound issues aside, I'm just super, I thought it was just super dope that it happened. I think it was like a really good vibe, and I was just super excited just to see just the kingdom be lifted like that. But I was a JPK baby. My father was a huge fan, and so a lot of that was me in the car seat bumping. So that's what I know. Of course I know Hez too. I know his catalog as well.
But you're from Long Island, like that's different than New York City.
Here we go. Why does it have to be a location? Like it's not.
Everything is location, man.
Well,
it's not.
What was the name of your choir? You was in the choir? Yeah. What was the name?
The Children's Choir.
Whatever.
I was in a choir too.
Second Baptist Church Children's Choir.
Okay. What about y'all had? What about you, Marcus?
Her name was the Spiritual Lights. That's how you know we was Pentecostal. We didn't name it after the church. We had fire. We was the Spiritual Lights, and then I became a part of the Inspirational Youth.
I was never.
I feel like
a
lot of choirs. I feel like a lot of choirs definitely sing more Hez.
We sang Mad Hez more than we sang John P. Key. But we did sing Jesus Is Real though.
Okay. But I want y'all to tell me I'm lying. Every single mass choir marched in to the intro to Never Shall Forget for their anniversary. Every single one.
But see, the difference was that if you had good musicians, then you could do John P. Key.
That's what I'm talking about. No, Never Shall Forget is John P. Key.
Right.
Oh, that's what you're saying is the
regular musicians. Anybody could do Hezekiah Walker songs. But you had to have, if you
more universal
musicians, you could not do them, and that's why
you couldn't do Rain on Us.
No, the drums don't sound. We didn't even have that many toms, bro. It would have sounded like ain't on us. So doing that joint, son. Woo!
It's so crazy that Calvin Rogers, he's the drummer on that joint. He didn't run out.
Nah, he was still going.
He didn't run out of chops.
Nah, he was still going.
That's probably the first song that chops was like accepted in.
Yeah.
Like a song like that.
And John P. Key was responsible for it. That's crazy.
He was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The crazy thing about it was that I think around 9 p.m. they were trying to end the battle.
Because everybody was leaving to go see The Last Chance.
And then they didn't end, and it went for a whole nother hour. So they end up losing like another 30,000 people because they're doing closing remarks. And
just like church, right, Marcus? Just like church.
Just like church.
And those other people be like, I ain't going back there because it lasts 3 hours.
Right. So
he said he was closing for 20 minutes.
I would say first round JPK won easily. And then I think I was about to say Fred. Hez won the second round, and the third round, I'm gonna just call it a tie because I ain't listen. So Hez definitely started pulling out like the hits. And I think JPK was playing emotional songs, like songs he was tied to emotionally instead of like what we wanted to hear.
He didn't play He'll Welcome Me.
That's
it was
crazy.
like the third closing was when he finally played "Show Up," and I was like, "Bruh!" Like that
He
was
played
the
"Show Up" as like the 19th song. Like,
Yes,
bro,
and I was
like
like, "No, I needed that."
we needed that a long time ago.
The top
Long
of the
time
hour.
Do y'all feel like anybody else could do a battle?
Nah. Isn't it sad that we don't release music and gospel music? Like this ain't even a thing. Like we had 2 battles and like we just feel like we're done.
That's
Like
all the
they're
music.
just
That's
getting
all the
started.
music
It's
for
scratching the surface, bro.
But I do
And-
agree with Mark. I don't.
And how
I don't
exclusive it is because there's a Kirk, but there is no other Kirk because we would
There's
not even
nothing.
allow it.
It's so crazy. Kirk is like top, and then there's literally nobody else.
And that's not so. When he died, then what happens to music? Like it's crazy we do that.
There
But-
hasn't been that next person. I mean, people have said he could battle Fred or
Always not even
Warren.
and not even fair with Warren either because Kirk would still be able to use other songs that he's written and
people.
song that he sing. Like who want to hear a Warren Campbell song that he sang?
Right. We're not listening to Soul Seekers. Like
That's
Soul
what I'm
Seekers is
saying.
not happening. He will
But
have
we'll
to
listen
play
to
his
them.
production stuff.
We'll listen to him on. Wasn't he on that joint with I was gonna say R.I.P. R. Kelly because we can't really talk about him. But R. Kelly and who was all the rest of those people? Tell me how can I love Jesus when I never seen his face?
I'm not sure if that was him.
Yeah, he was on that joint, son.
Oh, word. Okay.
Y'all don't know that song?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna
No,
know?
I know the song.
I'm about
He
to
said,
say, do I have to call somebody else?
You right. You might have to call your mom. Call your mom.
Yeah, I know the song. People say Ty. I
Okay.
think that's a joke.
It's a joke.
You said Ty?
Yeah, I think Kirk could verse Diddy. Honestly, I think that's the most fair matchup.
Only
right now.
thing is, Diddy would have to use
The clean version.
Yeah, because you can't.
Which is, I think, is okay.
Yeah, we would need the clean versions.
But I think he's like, I'm okay with them battling each other.
Somebody said Diddy and Dr. Dre was gonna battle. They're setting it up.
It's apparently in the works.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I mean, that's a good matchup. I thought Diddy and Jermaine Dupri would be more.
I don't know.
Up to speed.
I don't know. I think Diddy had more of a reach than Jermaine Dupri because Diddy's still going. Like he's still.
No, for sure. But like Dre's gonna play hood stuff. Like they
don't
got
gonna be
that.
number one. It's gonna be number one thing.
Diddy got dance.
I know.
Rap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad matchup.
Dre.
But wait, before we
Drake?
go on to other people,
That means he can't play anybody from Eminem. Like no Eminem songs.
Yeah.
No 50 Cent song. Like it's just weird. He can play. 50 Cent got a few dancey joints.
Yeah, he do. That in the club joint. That in the club joint.
Yeah, that's right now.
But just to go back to John and Hez real quick, there were a lot of comments from both of them addressing subliminally the negative comments that they saw. And I feel like right. So I didn't really either besides like, fix the sound and stuff like that. But I guess they're referring to when the battle was first announced and like some of the commentary that was going on. But I know it was enough to make John P. Key say, "This is why I don't show up to y'all conferences." And I was like, heard you. And then Hez was like, we don't we don't compete, we complete, which Janae I also said that the other week about her dating.
They were saying a lot of palsy stuff on that joint.
Yeah, I know.
A lot. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
That quote Janae said in an interview a couple of weeks ago about her relationship with Big Sean. So I was like,
it was a lot of palsy stuff. Like it was just like,
but what we
I'm gonna take it back, bro. Like this is when me and you was
I'm not gonna do that.
On the phone.
I'm not gonna do that.
And we sang this song, and
I'm working on an album right now. You're not gonna drag me down this. You're not gonna drag me down this rabbit hole.
I do want to read Hez's status. So the other day, I guess it was yesterday, he said, so about tonight. Tonight was amazing. We had 98K people watching. Thanks for all the love and support from around the world. Although we had some technical challenges, it was all for the glory and honor of God. Don't you love when we say that? Like we just always be like, but God was still glorified, even though the sound was bad.
Though we whack.
At the end of the day, he was pleased. Here's the part. It was hurtful to see the negative comments from some people from home, including those who laughed at the comments. Many of them wanted the night to be a failure, but again, it didn't work. thanks to all those who did support genuinely. Again, thank you for tonight. And to my brother, John P. Key, you're the best. See you on tour.
I have an issue with you don't want to get laughed at.
Yeah.
It's part of social media. It's just
That
it's
too.
part of it. Your own daughter
Especially when you do stuff to get
wrote
laughed
a
at.
status about you having an iPhone 5. Like, you can't pick and choose who you want to joke about you. Like, in that chat, we gonna be hype and we also gonna make jokes. Like, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely. And
that's
minimize
just part
it.
of it.
I stop doing dumb stuff. Like make sure your stuff is together. Like you can
Have a
minimize how much
sound
people
check.
laugh at you. You really could. Some stuff people just gonna laugh. They're gonna pick things that you really couldn't even like plan for, whatever. But it's a lot of things you could take control of. Like, and they did not with that sound, bro. That joint was bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then you're playing old school music that already sounds bad. So it was just like that on top of terrible sound. I just checked out their Instagram. They didn't get 400,000, but I think they probably got like 60 to 80 K followers.
Nice, yeah.
So that's cool.
Because I was watching Swiss. He was calling it the Versus effect. I'm telling you, they're doing this for they want to show the clout.
Yeah.
Versus effect.
Shout out to them for like supporting it though, even though it wasn't a Versus thing. I think that was cool.
Factual.
Has anyone checked out? Go ahead.
Shout out to Hezekiah Walker for not posting the flyer on his page.
That I was like mad confused. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
It was like, yo, is it happening? Is it not? Like,
I was like, is this
somebody was like, that's the
joke?
Brooklyn shade. That's the Brooklyn shade.
He ended up posting it though.
After
like an hour before.
Not 3 days. I guess so. I don't know. 3 days ago. What's today? Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Probably
Tuesday?
Saturday.
Yeah, probably Saturday.
Yeah, he posted. He just posted it late. But of course, he posted the Timberland joint on time.
Yeah, right.
Very interesting, son. Very, very interesting. But people don't post their flyers.
They don't. Have y'all been checking out the Michael Jordan doc on?
Yeah,
ESPN?
I watched it last night. Well, not was last night. Was that Sunday?
Sunday, yeah. I stopped the battle so I could watch it. I stopped the battle so I could watch it. It's good. What I really like about the series is that I feel like everybody that's talked bad about Jordan, this is like a good time to get over yourself, like get over these conspiracies and kind of see like what really happened back then. I think it already happened where everybody was going crazy about Pippen not getting paid and they feel like it's Jordan's fault, whatever that is. But I think that's not gonna. I don't think the fans or the watchers are gonna stay in that Jordan did this fault, like his fault kind of thing. I think they're gonna rise above and kind of see him for who he really is.
And and the part that everybody else played in their joint too. Everybody else played a role in
I love it.
What was going
on?
It has like 2 more episodes, or how's this?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think it was 4 weeks, right? But it was 2 episodes a week.
Okay, that's probably.
I'm not sure either, but I watched it too. I think it was really, really dope. I was a Jordan fan back in the day. I really liked Jordan and the Bulls a lot. I wasn't even really a Knicks fan. I was always down with the best player. Like I just want to I like the best player in the game. So it was Jordan. So I was a huge fan and just learning a lot more about him. It's really, really, really dope. I didn't know that much about Rodman. So I think the last episode was about him a lot too. So it's really, really dope to see just the things that go on, and Phil Jackson to be such a great coach. Such a great coach. I don't know. It just seemed really.
And
dope.
He was playing, and he got rejected. Like he came to the interview. Like the first time, and they was like, "Nah, you're not dressed properly," and it was really refreshing to hear that from a white perspective. Even as a white man,
he was like,
"You didn't come dressed, properly. Nah, we're not hiring you."
That's right, and I didn't know that he was like a real crazy NBA player too, like doing drugs and like going crazy.
Right.
I'm like, yo, so I can understand how he could deal with somebody like a Rodman. Like he understood him. Like, he probably just only wore them suits because he knew he needed that to get the job. That's it. And he grew up in a Christian household type joint, preparing for the rapture every week.
Every week?
Yeah, that's what he said. His mom say, Lord's coming back. So be ready.
That's dope.
It's fire.
Well, Those are your quarantine
Online
announcements.
church announcements.
Marcus, I feel it. I know you have a positive note for us.
Well, you know,
Shine your light.
Because you are a star.
Shine the light.
hold on. Let me get this in focus. You know what I'm saying? No hocus pocus, my Lord. I heard the Lord and I wrote this. I know, seriously. I don't have nothing like grand today. I just really wanted to tell everybody who's listening and watching that I love you. And I'm sure, like, you know, everyone here loves you too. I just feel like what happens during times like these, the enemy wants to make us feel like we're isolated or we're all alone. And the easiest way to destroy someone is to separate them from their source, like whatever that source is, to make you feel like who you are. If I could question your identity or anything that you really, really believe, is the easiest way to get you off your center and off your rocker and get you to believe in things that are absolutely not true. The scripture says they shall know the truth and the truth shall make them free. You have to know it first, like exactly what the truth is, and then the truth to make you free. So I'm just like, I want to let everybody know you're not alone. Everybody's experiencing this crazy time in life a little differently, but there are also people who may be feeling it the same way you are. And I guarantee that once you begin to believe that you're not alone, that life will show you how you're not alone. Whether it's bumping into people, those little coincidences and things, like nothing happens as a coincidence. It's actually divinely ordained to help you through with whatever ideas you are having in your mind. Like God really hears your cries and sends people to help you. That's what he did with Moses. I feel my help coming on in here today. That's what he did with Moses. He heard the cry of the people in Egypt. And what happened was he heard their cries and sent someone to answer by and by. You see, a lot of times we are looking for God to do something miraculous, but God is using people to do miraculous things. Let me rewind that, put it in reverse, then drive it right back in your direction. You're looking for God to crack through the skies, but God is seated on the throne. He's seated on the throne. And my God is not getting up. What it's going to do is send someone to help you. I need you to be nice to the people today. Yeah. I need you to be nice to the people today. Yeah. Those could be the people who have the answers for your question. Woo! My God, in here tonight, you are not alone.
You're supposed to end it with somebody. You got to do somebody say yeah. You got to do that.
Somebody say yeah. Yes, my God. Is there anyone in this room who felt the Lord speaking to their heart? Now is the time. Now is the place. You can receive them. You don't need someone in your room to touch, because the Lord's hands is ever present. Can you feel him? I know I feel him. It said where there are 2 or 3 gathered in the Zoom, he will be in the midst. He's in the Zoom. He's in the Zoom. He's in the Zoom.
He's in the Zoom.
He's in the Zoom. Yo, I got to put that on a t-shirt.
You have to
put that on the t-shirt. He's in the Zoom.
We need this particular clip to go viral. He's in the Zoom.
In the Zoom. Oh, he's in the Zoom. In the Zoom. He's in the Zoom. Oh, he's in the Zoom. I can feel it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That was wonderful, Mark. That was.
Thank you. That's my positive note.
That was amazing.
Great. That really was.
You said you didn't have much to say, but the Lord,
when you feel your help,
Lord had his way.
When you feel your help. Oh my God.
Not the rock.
When you feel the help.
Well, this was another episode of Second Service, quarantine style. Hope you guys stay safe. And
yes.
You guys are loved. We love you.
We love
Marcus
you.
said, I love you, but we love you. And just let's stay safe and be encouraged.